Football fans, welcome back to Diary TV channel, where we dive deep into the stories shaping the beautiful game. Today, April 23rd, 2025, we are tackling a hot topic that has got Nigerian football world buzzing. Former Super Eagles striker Obafemi Martins has dropped a bombshell questioning the impact of star striker Victor Osimhen's goal for the national team. Is Nigeria golden generation at risk of fading without a trophy? Stick around as we unpack this story, explore the team's struggles, and look at what is next for the Super Eagles. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more football updates. Obafemi Martins, a legend who netted 18 goals in 42 caps for Nigeria, didn't hold back in his recent comments. He's pointing to a glaring issue. Despite boasting talents like African Footballer of the Year winners Victor Osimhen and Lackluster, the Super Eagles are struggling to gel as a unit. Martins argues that individual brilliance like Osimhen's goal-scoring heroic isn't enough if the team can't work together, and with Nigeria on the brink of missing a second straight FIFA World Cup, his words carry weight. Let's break it down and see why this talented squad is at a crossroad. So let's set the stage. The current Super Eagles squad is arguably one of the most talented Nigeria has ever produced. You've got Victor Osimhen, the 2023 African Footballer of the Year, tearing it up at Galatasaray on loan from Napoli, and there's Ademola Lookman, the 2024 CAF Player of the Year, lighting up Serie A with Atalanta. Add in Premier League stars like Alex Iwobi, Ola Aina, and Wilfred Ndidi, and you've got a roster that could be dominating African football. The kicker. Despite all this talent, the Super Eagles haven't won the African Cup of Nations since 2013, and their best recent effort was a runner-up finish at the AFCON 2024 in Ivory Coast, where they fell to the host. Now, Martins isn't just throwing shades for click, he's comparing this squad to the Super Eagles of his era, a time where players like JJ Okocha and Nwankwo Kanu played with a sense of unity. Back then, Nigeria reached the AFCON finals in 2000 and made the World Cup in 2002 and 2010, and Martins told Football Fans Tribe that his team had a collective spirit, saying, "We had a team, but now the team is not actually there." Ouch. That's a gut punch to a squad that is supposed to be Nigerians' pride. The stats back up the struggle. Nigeria is yet to win AFCON in this generation, and they've missed the 2022 World Cup in quarter after a heartbreaking playoff loss to Ghana. Fast forward to today, and the 2026 World Cup qualifiers aren't looking much better. With only one win in 6 matches, Nigeria is sitting 4th place in Group C, trailing behind leaders South Africa with 7 points. Martin's point is clear. No matter how many goals Osimhen scores, it is meaningless without silverware or World Cup qualification. Let's dig into why this is happening. One of the biggest issues Martins indirectly highlights is the revolving doors of coaches. Since the 2022 World Cup, Nigeria has cycled through 4 managers: Gernot Rohr, Joseph Peseiro, Finidi George, and now Eric Chell, who took over in January 2025. That's 4 bosses in just over 3 years. Each coach brings a new system, new tactics, and new preference, which make it tough for players to build chemistry. In the ongoing 2026 World Cup qualifiers, 3 different managers have overseen 2 games each. That is not a recipe for success, it's a recipe for chaos. Joseph Peseiro got Nigeria to the AFCON 2024 final, but his tenure ended with the World Cup qualifying stumbles, including draws against Lesotho and Zimbabwe. Finidi George's brief stunt was a disaster. a loss to Benin, and a draw against South Africa. And now Coach Eric, the first non-Nigerian African to coach the Super Eagles, is under pressure to turn things around. Coach Eric, a former Malian coach, led his country to the AFCON 2023 quarterfinals and even beat Nigeria in a friendly last year. But can he bring stability to a team that has been rocked by inconsistency? The lack of managerial continuity shows on the pitch, despite Osimhen's heroic, like scoring all 3 goals in Nigeria March 2025 qualifier against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. Defensive lapses like the late equalizer conceded against Zimbabwe has cost Nigeria dearly. Martin's critique about teamwork rings true here. A stable coaching setup could have helped the team gel, but right now it's a revolving door that is leaving players like Osimhen and Lookman frustrated. Let's talk about Victor Osimhen, the man at the heart of this story. The guy is a goal-scoring machine. 25 goals in 39 caps for Nigeria, making him the country's second highest scorer ever, behind only Rachidi Yekini. In March 2025, he bagged a brace in a 2-0 win over Rwanda and scored in the opener in the 1-1 draw against Zimbabwe. That's 3 goals in 2 games, and yet Nigeria only got 4 points. Martin's blunt take: Osimhen could score 100 goals, but if we don't go anywhere, it's like the goals are nothing. It's harsh though, but is onto something. Osimhen has been a bright spot in a dim campaign. His goal against Rwanda showed his class, perfect timing on a free kick header, and a cool finish after outpacing the defense. But that Zimbabwe draw exposed the team's fragility. Osimhen scored late to give Nigeria the lead, but a 90-minute equalizer from Zimbabwe Terrence silenced the home crowd in Rio. It's moments like this that fuels Martin's argument. Individual brilliance cannot mask a lack of collective effort. Osimhen is doing his job, but the team isn't backing him up. Coach Eric seems to get this. Since taking over, he's been vocal about strengthening the squad, especially in defense and goalkeeping. Reports suggest that Coach Eric is hiring new defenders and keepers to shore up the backline, which has been leaky at crucial moments. He has also called up an expanded 39-man squad, including returnees like Ahmed Musa and fresh faces like Tolu Arokodare to add depth. But building a cohesive unit takes time that Nigeria may not have with only 4 qualifiers games left. Osimhen himself is desperate to make the 2026 World Cup, telling BBC Sport he is heartbroken over missing quarter 2022. At 26, he is still in his prime, but the clock is ticking for him and this generation to deliver. Martin's critique isn't about Osimhen's talent, it's about the team's failure to maximize it. Now, here's where things get interesting. Nigeria World Cup's hopes are hanging by a thread, but there is a potential lifeline. According to reports, South Africa, who led Group C with 13 points, might face a 3-point deduction due to fielding an illegible player, that is Tabo Mokoena, in their 2-0 win over Lesotho. Mokoena had 2 yellow cards from prior games, which should have ruled him out, and Lesotho lodged a complaint with FIFA, and if South Africa win is overturned to a 3-0 loss, Nigeria could close the gap. As of today, April 23, 2025, FIFA hasn't made an official ruling. It's all speculation based on the media reports and past cases, like Equatorial Guinea's loss to an ineligible player in 2013. If South Africa loses points, Nigeria's 7 points could put them closer to the top spot, especially with a head-to-head clash against Bafana in September. But banking on a FIFA decision is risky, and Nigeria needs to win their remaining games against Rwanda, South Africa, Benin, and Lesotho to control their destiny. Even with this hope, Martin's point stands. Nigeria cannot rely on luck or individual stars. They need teamwork, and Coach Eric got to instill it fast. The Super Eagles face Ghana in a friendly on May 28, 2025 in London, which could be a chance to test new tactics and build chemistry before the qualifiers resumes. So, where do the Super Eagles go from here? Coach Eric has got a tough road ahead. His first 2 games has shown promise. A 2-0 win over Rwanda was solid, but that Zimbabwe draw exposed familiar flaws. Critics have called out Coach Eric's tactics, saying he overthinks formation, like playing Samuel Chukwueze out of position against Rwanda. But players like Osimhen and William Trust Ekong are backing him up, and former captain Joseph Yobo told people that he believes Coach Eric can turn things around. AFCON in Morocco is another chance for redemption. Nigeria is in Group C with Tunisia, Uganda and Tanzania. A manageable draw, but as Osimhen said, African football is unpredictable. Coach Eric has got to balance the World Cup qualifiers with AFCON prep, and he would need Lookman, Osimhen and co to play as a unit, not a collection of stars. Martins' warning is a wake-up call for Nigeria. This generation has the talent to make history, but they are running out of time. Nigeria's next qualifiers in September 2025 are a do-or-die affair, and Coach Eric has got to fix the defenses, find a settled lineup, and foster the teamwork Martin says is missing. If they don't, Nigeria could miss another World Cup, and this golden generation might be remembered for what could have been. That's the state of the Super Eagles as of today, April 23, 2025. Obafemi Martins have laid it bare. Nigeria has got the talent, but not the teamwork. Victor Osimhen goals are world class, but they are not enough for a cohesive squad. With Coach Eric at the helm, a potential South Africa point deduction and AFCON 2025 on the horizon, there is still hope, but the clock is ticking. What do you think? Can Coach Eric unite this team, or is Nigeria headed for another World Cup mix? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in to Diary TV channel. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give us a thumbs up, share this video with your fellow football fans, and subscribe for more updates on the Super Eagles and beyond. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Until next time, keep loving the beautiful game and let's soar with the Super Eagles. Peace out.